Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
A reading from the Book of Armaments, Chapter 2, verses 9 through 21. And St. Attila raised the hand grenade on high, saying, O Emperor, bless this thy hand grenade, that with it thou mayest blow thine enemies to tiny bits in thy mercy. And the Emperor did grin, and the people did feast upon the lambs and the sloths, and the carp, and the anchovies, and the orangutan.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk from Jacket Close Painting. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog.
What's up, guys?
So it has happened. We got Marines. Everybody's excited. 40K's fun again.
The best Marines.
I think, man, it was an exciting weekend seeing, the reveals and trying to crap screenshots and looking at people's
an exciting and anxious time for all Space Marine players trying to figure out what they need to do.
And I think, the combos are out there and reading people's stuff and then actually check in and then looking back at it and be like, oh, okay, this is cool. And now we're kind of at that finite stage where everybody's fine tweaking the rules. So no, that actually does this and that actually does that. But
a lot of fake news out there over the past couple of days. So now that books are circulating.
I mean, that happens every time there's
100%, yeah.
Yeah, people get the books and they're like, open it up and they're just like bang their head against it. And they're like, here you go. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Wyatt got the book today, drove home.
That's what I thought.
I'm messing up all day. Sorry.
And I gave you 3 strikes.
Yeah, I wasn't even.
You could have said rolled out.
God.
Yeah, dude.
He expedited his journey home.
Thank you.
As swiftly as possible to bring us this book so we could talk about it earlier today. And there's lots of things in it that we weren't even thinking about because all we talked about all week was drop pods.
The pod life.
Drop pods of the heater. But I think before we jump into talking about prods and the pods, that's our new segment for when Space Marines release. Wyatt has is it a viewer inspired? Would you rather?
Yeah, we have somebody from the last week's podcast sent us a message and they were like, hey, this one really divided my friends, but I read it and I was like, this doesn't work because one part of it was super easy and the other part was absolutely heinous. And I said, everybody's always going to pick option A because it's immediately easier than option B. So within 3 seconds of reading it, I came up with a way better version. So would you rather every hour on the hour of your existence, your body hair, all of it, anything considered body hair grows by a foot continually, or every hour on the hour you sweat 1 gallon of sweat?
It's 120 ounces of sweat an hour.
I feel like you would die
Now here's the caveat, because I knew you would bring that up. This is magical sweat. You're not actually
I'm not gonna die. Okay.
So yeah, you're not actually dehydrating. You're just magically sweating a gallon
profusely
of a gallon of sweat every hour on the hour of your existence. Damn. And then on the other hand, all of your body hair, so hair, eyebrows, beard, all the peach fuzz, everything that's hair grows 1 foot.
So is the hair just my normal hair? Nothing weird, no Dijon, horribleness.
No, it's just your hair. So it's expect, multiple haircuts daily.
And it never stops.
You have peach fuzz on your hands. So everything but the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands, and around your eyeballs, all of that hair.
And every night I go to bed, wake up with 8 feet of hair.
Yeah. If you sleep for 8 hours. Yeah.
Damn. or sweat. It's rough because like I'm like, well, if I go to a party,
so it's like if you slept for 8 hours, there would be 8 gallons of sweat in your mattress.
These are both horrible. Yeah,
See,
no.
that's what I'm saying. Like one option from the user submitted was way too easy, right?
I mean, it's tough.
Made it worse.
Going to like a party would be just unbearable if that's how I sweat. Yeah. Nobody would want to hang out with me. But if I grew hair at a rate fast enough that people could see, I feel like I could monetize that. So I would pick hair. Feel like I have a future with that.
Can you sell the hair? Like,
I mean, it's your hair.
I'm gonna make like 1,000 Make-A-Wish Foundation or whatever, locks for
just like separate pubic hair from like wig hair whenever you like cut it and then like separate it for donation.
Literally, I'm gonna make like a multiple times a day donation. They're gonna be on speed dial. I'll be like the number one guy.
You're gonna have to like the blood mobile. Like they're gonna have the hair mobile come.
Like I'm good for like 3-4 wigs a day, like solid ones. So I'm not gonna monetize my hair IRL. I'm gonna donate it, but I'm definitely gonna charge appearance fees so people will watch this hair.
You could stream it.
And every time I shave, I'm with the sickest, new, freshest, like, I'm with it. And of course, I'm going to get lazy a couple times a week and I'm just going to have like 48 feet of hair. It's going to be brutal.
I like that.
But final answer, I choose hair.
I think I probably do hair too because I don't have a whole lot of hair. I don't know if you guys noticed, so I mean, might be different.
You'd actually grow your first beard.
Yeah, this would be like a whole new look for Rob. You could have like a big North Carolina beard, like all the time.
To bring it full circle back to poop, though, imagine pooping with this hair problem.
You'd have to like shave your asshole every time you gotta take a poo. Like imagine the nightmare.
Oof, yeah, that's rough.
So I mean, like final answer for Kenny, he's shaving his asshole like multiple times a day.
Or am I?
Or I mean, you just want to have like, if you want to walk around and be like a hairy poop monster.
I'm shaving. I'm shaving from the neck down. Like I'm not even concerned with the rest of this. It's my new.
Oh yeah, because you can cover it with clothes.
Yeah. Well, who cares? I'm gonna keep the face crazy. I'm gonna shave this part, give it to Locks of Love, and I'm gonna shave like maybe just the dick and butt.
You could have a mane. You could have like a lion's.
I'm gonna have a long life of coming up with new fresh hairstyles, and it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a fun journey. I'm honestly kind of sad this isn't real.
You could kind of get like stylists to like train on you, because like
there are no cheats. Vanguard's like laser removal doesn't work on the magic.
It's magic. It says
you need magic removal. That's what you need.
Yeah. If you ever try to game a Would You Rather, assume magic.
Yeah, assume that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that good one.
That was a good one.
It wasn't even gross, but I made it gross. I'm sorry, Horton. Horton hit me up earlier this week about how gross our Would You Rathers are.
Should we do the PG version of it? Should we do Horton's PG
version?
No, we could do the PG. Like,
well, I didn't have to bring up the butthole part of it.
That was your own fault.
But I did.
Can't turn it off.
Are you dirty, Mike?
All right, fine. Before we talk about more buttholes, Tabletop Market Watch. So there's new G-Dub next week. Who knew? Everybody's favorite new tactical war suit, the Invictor, is coming in at a spicy $60 price tag.
I'm so hyped for that.
It's $5 less than the Redemptor, but it's still more than a normal Dreadnought, which kind of is this like the Loyalist?
So now we can equate 1 point of toughness.
Yeah.
1 point of toughness is $5.
Is $5. Okay, we cracked it.
Oh shit, we have an actual monetary value on toughness.
I mean, think about it. Like a captain is a T4, and he's like $40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
makes sense.
Oh yeah. All the $40 characters totally make sense. Speaking of characters, the Primaris Captain in Hobos armor and the Librarian in Hobos armor out of Shadowspear are going to be sold separately for $35. And the Primaris Lieutenant with Power Sword from, was it the Wake the Dead box, is going to be $35 as well. I think it was supposed to be out last week, but it didn't happen for some reason. But so now it's out this week. So still on deck, we've got a couple more multi-part kits that we know about. And at least, 4 other books? 4 other codex supplements as well.
Because they said it was the 6 founding chapters.
So potentially, that is a loud cat. So potentially, we could see new characters too, because we know there's a new Iron Hand. So you would think that he's probably going to go with the Iron Hands book.
Probably.
So we could see special characters for the other supplemental chapters as well. So there could be more releases on the horizon as well that we don't even know about, which would be pretty exciting. On the non-GW side of things, some really interesting releases too. RTLW Miniatures is putting out their Red Angel, not Angron miniature.
It's sort of Angron.
RTL Miniatures.
It's on sale right now, actually. You can buy it.
Yep, it is. It is live. Also probably live. What's $35.99, and he's he's Primarch size.
What? That's
not Primarch size.
He's totally not Primarch sized.
Totally not Primarch. Nope.
If totally not, you mean yes, then yes.
He's totally never been C and D'd by GW in the past, so he's learned his lessons.
Well, most of the RTL stuff is of a very slightly larger scale anyways. So like even their guardsmen are like slightly bigger. So I imagine this Angron is going to be a pretty beefy boy.
His composition aside, it's amazing, but like the style, like it's got a pretty unique style too, like his stuff. And there was once upon a time a Gabriel Angelos, which is the model I was talking about. Mm-hmm. And he had to take it off his website, but not before we all got our hands on.
Yeah, a lot of them went out.
Except me.
Except Wyatt.
Except me.
Aw.
Sadness.
I think between Wargame Exclusive and RTLW, if I had to pick a favorite, I'd say they're both good at certain things, but I feel like RTLW has just the right amount of detail, and Wargame Exclusive is like all the detail.
Well, one of them is like artisanal. Like I can tell, like
you only want one of these guys, right? Like with Wargame Exclusive, you'll want like your Warlord to be from him because he is just
they're over the top
detail. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but beautiful. They're both beautiful, and it's funny because I do put them on my mind together all the time, Rob. That's a good comparison.
Yep.
I would also say, having purchased lots of models from both, RTL has the better quality overall and like the product that you get. There's like almost no cleanup. They already washed the resin and all that stuff for you, and the presentation is like way better. It's in those little boxes with the wax seal and all that fun stuff.
They're both good for like certain reasons for each. I'm trying to get the link here for everybody, but here we go. Here, I'll put it in chat if you guys want to check it out. Anyways, I gotta reload chat. No, chat. There we go. Okay. Also from RTL, they got some bundles going, and I think they have different sales from time to time too. So they have their OG bundle, which is all the stuff that didn't get cease and desisted by GW from the first run, in a special bundle right now too. FFG's putting out the Imperial Bunker from Endor, and I think the same one was on Sharif too and Rogue One, for $75. It's got some terminals that go inside of it. Looks kind of cool. Don't know too much quite about it yet. Some other cool stuff. Hexy Store's got Warcry token sets for $6.75, which might be pretty useful if you don't like the punch out cardboard ones. And speaking of Wargame Exclusive, they have a new miniature coming out too. It's a Slaanesh, a not Slaanesh rocker marine, noise marine. It's not any of those things, but you should go check it out anyway.
Sci-fi space warrior
with a guitar,
wailing on his axe, popping 16 boners.
Yes, with the horns up. $32 all day, every day. And then we need to talk about some real issues here, folks. Like we talk about price hikes all the time, and everybody's like very triggered by all that and everything. And like, why's my hobby going up so much? But I want to tell you about something near and dear to me. This week, at Walmart, a Walmart exclusive Soundwave Generation 1 was re-released in box form. So if you missed out on them in 1984, you can get your own version again, along with the cassette tapes, Ravage, Laserbeak, all the cool dudes. They're all back. And I want to talk about price hikes because that miniature, that toy from 1984 was marked from Toys R Us at $35.99. And today in 2019, I had to pay $49 for it. 35 years later, folks. Price hikes are real.
Nostalgia's has a value all its own.
Was that like not that much money though?
No, it's not a lot.
Like I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting confused. I was like,
I mean, like, have you seen
that's
what, like,
actually really good. GW, what the hell?
Yeah, it's like $15, and you know Toys R Us always had a premium back in the day, so like it was probably $30 at real stores. But whatever. Yeah, no, it's out. Yeah, check it out.
Toys R Us is not a real store anymore.
It does not exist.
Walmart, not a real store in 1984. I don't even know if any of the stores you could have bought Soundwave at or any Transform 1984 is still around today. Montgomery Ward's, any of them.
What was the other big toy store, like KB's or something like that?
They're all out too, I think.
Oh, yeah, they're done.
Dizam.
Yeah.
There's only one. Amazon.
Everything will be Amazon.
Target, Walmart. I mean, I guess Kmart. Are there still Kmarts?
Well, Target's still around.
Yeah.
Target was like West Coast back then, though, I think.
Target's
so I don't
everywhere,
know. I guess.
Do you remember like when Walmart was like blowing up and everyone was like, it's the devil. Walmart, it's just the worst. Like, you know, like all the socioeconomic things associated with it. And I'm like, now you're like, was it really the worst?
Or is everybody like those prices though?
Is it? Yeah. And is it me too? I actually thought about this today as I was going to Walmart to buy Soundwave. I saw like one of those really cool, what is it? Hammocks, right? With the big metal stand and out on the lawn and garden. And I was like, oh man, that'd be dope to have. I wonder how much it is. And then I thought about it for a minute. I was like, well, Walmart used to be like made in America and high quality. And I was like, I wonder how much this thing's going to cost. And I go over to it and it's like $80. And I look at it and it's all rusted out and buster, not in good condition. I was like, man, now Walmart's just like, how cheap can I get stuff?
Oh yeah, and now you have Amazon, so taking over the globe. So it's almost like in my mind, which has nothing to do with 40K, I'm like, Walmart, this is a great opportunity for you guys to come back in and take over again. Like you redo it, all made in America. You bring in the quality, give all your employees raises. Like you just come in, you're like, we're the American company and you can take back over. And then of course, in the background, you would launch your online system and then your Amazon delivery system and you'd become Walmart Prime.
You would ascend.
Well, if Amazon is Prime, would Walmart be like
Optimus?
Walmart Megatron?
The Transformers have come full circle.
Amazon, you failed me for the last time.
Yeah.
Megatron. All right, that's all I got for. That's all I got for Tabletop Market Watch. So, lots more new Marines on the way.
So it's happening. We're gonna do it. We're gonna start off with Wyatt. We're gonna throw it over to him because we've had this discussion at least 2 or 3 times today. We've had enough time to rehearse it. Get it right. Angels of Death and Doctrines. This is a hot topic all week. And now we have the book and we can address some things. And Wyatt's a good guy to address it because some of these things directly affect his tournament life. And if you were listening to this podcast and you don't play in tournaments, this might not be something that you're even thinking about. Don't worry, we've got more for you. We're going to be talking about drop pods here in a minute and maybe even an amazing White Scars combo. But Wyatt, why is this a big deal?
So Combat Doctrines is tied to the Angels of Death rule. Angels of Death contains multiple smaller rules, like And They Shall Know No Fear, Bolter Discipline, and Shock Assault. But the last rule is combat doctrines, which is like the new heater. It's kind of the synergy that holds all this new Space Marine stuff together. And because that is tied to Angels of Death, because if you include units in your army that does not have Angels of Death, can't use combat doctrines. Like, it turns it off. And as of right now, no Forge World units have Angels of Death. So every Space Marine player that has like that cool dreadnought or tank or character or something like that is a Forge World unit, basically either has to not include it in their army or just wait for a PDF update to happen to give it Angels of Death. And for people that were running dreadnoughts, because like, let's face it, dreadnoughts are the coolest, can't use combat doctrines with them right now. And that affects me personally because my tournament army for Ultramarines is very dreadnought heavy, and I like them. And I can't have any doctrines currently.
That's sad. Historically, we know that they're going to address this issue.
Oh, 100%.
It's about how fast. But
yeah.
it does lead into other discussions, right? Now, obviously, if you surf that tournament meta, you have to wait for this to be resolved before you can reliably play the list you know in your heart is your list. But it gets you to thinking about these Angels of Death rules. Who all has them? Like, obviously, these Forge World units don't have them right now. All this new Space Marine joint just dropped. White Scars, all the Salamanders, and the Iron Hands, and all the good stuff, right? But people have been talking about, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, the other legions. And like, when are we going to get our update? When are we going to be able to use combat doctrines? When are we going to get Angels of Death keywords so we have access to doctrines? And we don't know that. I mean, honestly, the answer is we don't know.
Yeah. Right now, there has not been any official statement from Games Workshop whether or not Angels of Death will be pushed out to all of these other people. And it mentions a few times in this codex where it says, like, these are the rules for Codex Space Marines. So, like, when you see us for the rest of this section talk about Space Marines, we mean this codex. And it mentions that, like, this does not include Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Death Watch, Grey Knights, Legion of the Damned, or Space Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And on two separate occasions in the rules section of the codex, it has that type of language. So what we're expecting is probably some form of update that gives them Angels of Death, or they will get their own version to reflect their uniqueness of the way that they do battle, just as they always have, because they're not codex compliant. Like, the Space Wolves do their thing, the Blood Angels have all their craziness, and the Dark Angels are secretly heretics.
That's true.
I think they're gonna do a day one FAQ or something that comes out pretty quick, because they're gonna want people to get hype and buy.
And that's
stuff.
what Frontline Games what they said officially too. They think the same thing. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like, if two people are saying it who are credible and almost always right, yeah. But I have this feeling that's like it's double redundant. They go out of their way to say these hobos don't get it. We mean these hobos get it. But also, Angels of Death is the unlocking prerequisite as a keyword to access these. So, like, they already went out of the way to say, like, only these hobos get combat doctrines and these hobos don't. But then you go a step further to define how they get it. So to me, it's like kind of weird that it's got to be defined twice like that, which is why I believe it's going to be more on the side of they will get something, but it's going to be different. Like, I don't think it's going to be the same exact archetype that these guys have access to. Like, why would Space Wolves care about Devastator Doctrine followed by, like, they wage war totally differently. They should have stuff,
I agree with you. We kind of talked about this earlier a little bit too, but I think it could just set them up to have the 2.0 codex versions, or some way to update article that they collect in the chapter approved till they band-aid the successor chapters or the other chapter codex books, like later in the spring, or winter, whenever they want to roll the shit out, like Space Wolves in wintertime would be good. Blood Angels spring, like they normally do. Dark Angels at Halloween, who knows? Like the sky's the limit. Like you just kind of throw it out there, throw out a couple of Primaris new characters or upgrade squads, like we saw with the White Scars, where you get the decal and the upgrade set. They're great at selling us the same shit over and over again, so they're gonna keep doing it. You just gotta wait for it.
No doubt. So, yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can see them giving us a Band-Aid, then we get the 2.0s. Mm-hmm. But it is an interesting level of interplay, right? These doctrines are one of the strongest for freezy things that you could imagine, right? GW has rewarded you for playing mono Space Marines by giving you spicy cheat codes, which is what they need to be doing across the board. We've been talking about this. We're not saying that mono 40K is the only way to play. It should not be. That's ridiculous. But there should be some cool thing that rewards you for that. And it would make more people in the community happier than sad. And this is, I think, one of the first, examples of GW really taking lead on that. I mean, this is like just straight free. You're saying like all my heavy weapons do this. All my assault weapons do this. I mean, that's just free. That's a straight cheat. And that's what makes, the narrative of individual armies spicy, getting those cheat codes. Things that do stuff for free. All Space Marines across the board get +1 attack now when they're in the first round of combat. That's free. These are amazing. So outside of we don't know exactly what's going to happen with some of our favorite, non-compliant chapters.
Somebody's saying that no one can play Imperial Fist or Crimson Fist. That's 100% not true. Crimson Fists and Imperial Fists are in the Codex. You can 100% play them. They have lots of cool stuff in here. They just don't have the super special supplement yet.
Yeah. Which they could get a bundled supplement. It could have.
Yeah, I would bet money that they have a Sons of Dorn where it's
so their special characters aren't in the Codex right now.
Okay. Right. Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
they'll be in their supplement.
The one named character that they each have.
Yeah, Lysander is a beast. Ooh, I wonder if they're gonna get the Lysander wing back.
They could.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe they'll be able to teleport turn 1.
Ooh,
pretty cool.
You can go and drop pods.
I actually kind of miss the old days when you could take a cool character and he would change up your army list. Like if you took Belial, you could have all of your Deathwing as troops. Like that was really cool.
When they changed the Force organization slot.
Yeah. I missed that a little bit. Like that was one of the things, if I said there was a good part of the last couple editions, that would be one of them. I thought that was cool.
Drago making your Paladins troops.
Yeah.
That was good. That was fair.
All is planned.
So, that's the internet's been harping on this. At the end of the day, everyone's got the book now, guys. Angels of Death unlocks Doctrines. Doctrines are spicy and they're awesome. All the chapter tactics got enhanced. It's amazing. But something else happened during the week to just cause a straight conniption fit on the internet. And we were affected.
eBay.
I mean, you and me caught the fever for at least 24 hours.
The DP fever.
We caught that DP fever.
Yeah, DP.
Yeah. DP.
And we are talking about, of course, if you listen at home, drop pods. Are they OP? The internet exploded. And we're going to walk you guys through it, kind of how we did it earlier on the webcast. It's simple. Wyatt, drop pods. What changed?
got a bit of a change. What was weird is that for most of 8th edition, they were 100 something points.
Mm-hmm.
People were we can't bring these turn 1 and they're 100 points. Garbage, into the closet, into the trash, onto the eBay reselling, right? So with the last chapter approved, they went down to 65 and nobody noticed or cared because they were still garbage. And so now they come out with this hot new rule set and everybody's how much are drop pods? 65 points? Holy crap, that's awesome. And so they got two big changes that changed them from how they were. You cannot take models with jump pack, cannot take Terminators, Primaris, or Centurions. Okay, so the big thing, no jump packs and no Terminators, right? And then they got this other rule that says matched play, this model and any units embarked aboard it are exempt from the Tactical Reserves match play rule.
That's a big deal. So for anyone listening at home, the Tactical Reserves, there was a lot that happened, a lot of rapid fire FAQs. We're doing a lot of turn one charges. People were doing, psychic powers off the deep strike. It was a crazy, exciting time. Tactical Reserves changed a lot of how we played our armies, even with forward operating and stuff like that. And basically it says half your army, points and units. Half your army can never be off more than half of it can never be off the table to start the game via whatever specialized term you have for your weird ass deployment. Well, drop pods say they ignore that, and they say the unit inside of it ignores that. Means you can have 8 drop pods, 10 drop pods, maybe. We said 6 to 8 is more realistic. 6 to 8 drop pods, all off the table, completely bypasses the Tactical Reserves. You can come in on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, because that's Tactical Reserves, the limiter to come into the game after turn 3. It's off the table. So people have been going off on how OP this is. This is just going to be crazy. And me and Wyatt, we were theory crafting.
Oh yeah, for like one afternoon, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty fucking cool." And then we kind of put something together, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, a lot about this makes me a bit apprehensive."
I mean, we did come up with some cool things. Let's do some pros and some cons. Pros of this new drop pod rules. Everyone list a pro. Rob first. What do you think a pro of the cool new exciting drop pod rule would be?
The new exciting drop pods? Well, I mean, just alpha striking.
Wow. Wyatt.
Objective grabbing when even in past turn 3.
I'm gonna go with something even like outside of it. I'm gonna go with giving me an excuse to get excited about models that I don't play anymore in my Space Marines because Primaris.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's probably
a bunch
more.
that go around
Rob,
with this codex.
Rob, out the top of your head, what's another pro? Like I'm sure you. I mean, there's so many of them.
Get to play with drop pods again,
and which is easy to travel with and easy to deploy.
Yep. Oh yeah, easy to paint.
Easy to paint.
I got another one. That like lane on a table that you don't want your opponent going down without wasting time and resources. Put a drop pod there.
Yeah.
Blocks it off completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what was it? 9.25 inches.
I feel like there's an FAQ.
A drop pod when deployed is 9 1/4 inches.
Because I think it counts the pedals is the last FAQ. So
yes.
That's like this place is almost 18 inches. So so cons though. So like so go more pros. Being able to put the right unit in the right place safely. That is what we're talking about when we talk about drop pods. That's why they're so strong, guys. You can take very specialized units that historically have trouble getting where they need to go without getting fucked up. Stern Guard, 10 Stern Guards. Stern Guard just went down in points. Special ammunition. Veterans. They can have 5 combi plasmas and storm shields for 135 points. You can literally set up a battalion with 6 drop pods with these guys in it and a lieutenant, a captain, reroll the ones to hit and wound. And you can put the perfect bullets safely in your enemy's grill and hurt him. And now it's how much damage can you do throughout the game. And you can wall off that whole section of the table with drop pods, put in on objectives. It's an aggressive style play. That's drop pod life 101. It's incredible. I already see in the chat some people are saying my TO locally says we have to play with half off the table. We can't do it. Still got to be half. And a lot of people,
that is one interpretation.
A lot of people, the thing is, it's not written that way, but a lot of people are panicking right now because it looks so incredible, looks so strong. And drop pods have been strong for a lot of years. They just sucked so bad in this edition up until now. Now they're playable. But just because something's playable doesn't mean, okay, we're not talking Lord D playable. We're not talking about Lord Discord. Yeah, Lord Discord is playable. Get 3. Yeah, that's fine. That's safe. That's a safe commitment, right? Nothing's going to go wrong with that. Same thing is going to apply to drop pods. 3. Get 3. Because when you start going crazy and you start doing 6, 7, 8, there's some interesting things that are going to happen. And it is not OP at all. That's the actual answer. Rob, drop pods let's say you have eight. Let's say I have 8 drop pods and I'm going up against you. And I'm going to put them all off the table, no deploy you. Which is the hotness that everyone's talking about.
What? Does that even work?
Yeah, apparently. So what are you playing right now? Like 3 Caladiuses, like some guardsmen. What's in your list?
I think it's only 12 models.
12 models. Okay, now if you took your 12 models, because you're going first, did some measuring, like 9 inches here, 9 inches there, width of the vehicle, move these models around.
I mean, with the tanks, I could basically make it so they can't come in. So
if you had 1 free turn of movement and a tape measure, could just completely mitigate my 8 drop pods showing up on turn 2, all up and down your business, right?
Yes, with 14-inch movement, 16-inch movement, and advance, it would probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can think of some other armies too that do this really well with lots of fast-moving units. Like Chaos can do this. Gene Stealer Colt can easily do this. Orcs can do this. If there's nothing that will prevent me from coming wherever I want when I had to jump 30 boys, do you have any idea how much board square inches I can cover with 30?
One orc boys? Squad jumping is going to ruin your game.
Oh my God.
Like if I go first with my 23 model army and you put your 8 drop pods, 10 drop pods off the table, 3 Lord Ds that move super fast, 15 Marines that spread out perfectly spaced, 3 Knights and a War Dog, and 2 characters sitting in a pocket, just creating those final little, like, you can't be here 9-inch zones. I could, just with 23 models, like move so fast and so aggressively that you only could put drop pods on your side of the table in places you don't want to go. And if you don't drop them all in turn 1, then I'm just going to eat them up piecemeal and you get tabled anyway. Drop pods, like a drop pod spam army is not OP. It's not even good. What is good is using them tactically and putting units where they need to be safely. And you don't need to do 8 of them to make that strengthen your force, strengthen your army.
Yep. Like on the face of it, 100% drop pod army seems like that sledgehammer that you want to like put down on your opponent, but like what you really need to use them for is a scalpel.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the way to do it.
Solid analogy. So now let's talk about, okay, a billion drop pods, not good. Think of give me a couple of reasons why, like what would you do with, just 1 drop pod, Rob? If you just said, I'm gonna build an army and I'll put 1 drop pod in my army, what would you put in it and what would you try to accomplish with it?
I think it's more of a hammer unit, like a threat. Like your enemy knows that this thing can come in. It can come in 9. You have this anvil back here on the line or whatever. And you might have a couple hammers up there too that can go out and get them. But they know that they have to deal with this. So that not only are they worried about line of sight and stuff from the stuff on your line, maybe, but they're in their mind, they're like, oh, now I got to screen out.
They're going to constantly have to adjust their game plan to try to defend from the placement of that drop pod somewhere they don't want it the entire game.
It's board control without putting any models on the board because they have to acknowledge this sort of Damocles unit hanging over their head that could come in on turns 1 through 6.
I mean, you could do.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead. I'm looking up some points real quick.
Oh, Rob's going to tell me what he's going to put in that drop pod.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great ideas for what to put in drop pods. It's just like a lot of times you can kind of figure out what your opponent's going to do with a reserve unit because it has to come in on like turn 2 or 3. But with the drop pod, it can come in 1 through 6. And so you can catch people slipping by waiting until the end game when they're going to try to like move some stuff to go get some points or something, or they overstep in an aggressive move. And then there's a drop pod behind them with, whatever you want to put in there.
Oh yeah. I'm behind that.
You can just keep an empty one just to like get that line breaker or something on old school or what have you.
So now you talk about mission advantage behind enemy lines. It's a great secondary if you have a drop pod. It's a great secondary. It helps with recon. It helps with objectives. A 1 to 3 drop pods is going to be strong.
So depending on how you want to do it, like you throw a Death Watch in there. You obviously can't put the Terminators in there now, but you could do the heavy weapon frag cannon spam, which would be 177 plus 60, so you're talking like 230. Yeah. Or you could just take out the Terminator and keep the rest of the Gatters in there with some Storm Shields.
Are you talking Death
Watch?
Excuse me, Death Watch. Yes. So that'd be 182 plus 65.
Four frag cannons.
Yeah, 4 frag cannons. Just
I love that.
The first thing that I thought of was company veterans, because nobody plays company veterans. And they're the most modular Space Marine unit out there. You can only take 5 of them, but you can take 5 dudes with a combi weapon or a special weapon of your flavor and a storm shield for only the storm shields for company veterans are 2 points to give them a 3-up invul save.
That's why we looked in the combi plasma, because it's 11 points plus 2 points per guy. It only comes up to 135 points for 10.
Yep.
Plasma shots and 5.
Grav is going to be really popular too because of this Grav stratagem in the Codex.
And now suddenly I'm with Grav.
All wounds and damage rolls.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that it's going to be Grav for me. I'm going to be doing 5 company veterans with Gravs and playing that stratagem so that they can go unsupported just as a threat in the backfield, do their thing.
Yeah, because even if they don't gat down whatever it is you're shooting at, it's still 5 Space Marines with 3-up invul saves sitting in your backfield.
See, I love it for 2 points. The stratagem might be Grav Amps only and not combi.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. The stratagem is for Grav Cannons and Grav Amps. I keep thinking of Devastators because Ultramarines.
So that stratagem won't work for this, but lots of other things will. I mean, and literally you could put an Ultramarine Devastator squad in there because you guys can do funny things with that.
Yeah, if we come down in turn 2, or if it's the tactical doctrine, whenever that may be, we can move while counting as not have moved. So Devastators can just run around the board and no negative modifiers on their heavy weapons.
Which I love that.
I think the only thing that doesn't work with drop pods is the chaplain, right? Because you have to set his litany at the top of the turn, and he has to be there.
Yeah, so he can be in there for sure, but he's going to be no prayers for
anybody. Anybody who comes in, if he was on the table, anybody who came in doesn't get it. If he came in, nobody gets it. So it's the first thing you do. It's the start of the battle round, or the start of the
What's the other thing about drop pods? The way that intercept works with them is something to think about. So the unit inside is basically
not on the table.
Schrodinger's tactical squad, right? It doesn't exist, even though it's in there. So when you intercept, all you're doing is intercepting a drop pod, and drop pods don't explode. I think they still have to roll the dice, though. Is that right? If you kill the drop pod with an intercept, the guys inside, you still have to roll those dice, and if you roll a 1, you pick a guy.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So that could hurt, right? You could get the unbelievable intercept with Dark Reapers, and that dude rolls 5 1s. You know what I mean? That could be clutch.
We got some great suggestions in chat. Wolfguard, combi, plasma, 1 CP, shoot 20 plasma, 20 bolt gun. See, I'm saying that if you start thinking about it surgically, that's how you play it. The drop pods are amazing. So we're right back to this Space Marine mono build love fest. Cheat codes are being passed out left and right. Drop pods are going to spice it up so much. But don't be worried about no 6 to 8 drop pod army. It ain't going to be a problem.
See, they're asking why Primaris can't go. Primaris cannot go in any old style Marine transport of any kind. And I think they explain that in that the harnesses and the armor fittings are different or something. That's just the way they're doing it. They no Primaris in little boy transports at all.
You mean they have to sell us on a new Primaris drop pod?
Or the Primaris El Camino. We haven't even talked about the Ute of 40K.
Primaris assault boat.
The flying rhino,
Oh yeah, we didn't. Maybe we can talk about that.
It's a flatbed. It's the El Camino of 40K.
We talked about it last week, and but the price came out, the points. So let's just finish that conversation. It's
actually really cheap because last week we speculated that
it would be unplayable.
Yeah.
That's true. It was 75 base.
I think it's 75 or 74 because the 4-up invul save is 18, which makes it 93 points total. So you have this cool little flying rhino for 93 points with a 4-up invul save. It's T7,
Solid.
you know?
Shield Dome, 4-up invul.
Yeah, that's actually they proved GW. Great job. You proved us wrong on that one.
Yep. And with a lot of the stratagem and combat doctrine additions to this codex, intercessors are actually worth their points now. Like you have auto hit stratagems, you have the ability to turn their bolt rifles into rapid fire 2. So each guy's pumping out 4 shots at 15 inches. You can turn their heavy bolt rifles into sniper, complete with 6s cause mortal wounds and can target characters. Like it's intercessors are going to be pretty good unit, pretty good flex pick.
No doubt. So we got proof. I mean, it's and here's the thing, guys. It's too much to even cover at one time.
Yeah,
and we
will
want
have plenty more to talk about tomorrow because we'll probably get those FAQs.
And so we chose very tactically to our topics. Drop pods got discussed because the internet, right?
On fire.
Obviously, Angels of Death and Doctrines had to be discussed, but we have something else. We're going to go out on another like a three-fer here. White Scars are the other hotness right now. Now, Wyatt hates them because
I don't hate White Scars. He
hates them narratively because it's
like riding a motorcycle into a war zone that you couldn't even ride a motorcycle into is dumb. And if you fall into a pothole, like the rider is dead and you can't drive a motorcycle and shoot stuff at the same time, is lame.
And if you were born in a saddle,
that's so stupid. Then why don't they have cool like cyber horses that are Primarisified? Like that would be way more like Mongolian steppe warriors than like riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, I agree with you. Motorcycles are stupid. Don't ride them. They're just not safe, guys. White Scars, the hotness. Okay, so if you're a White Scar fan at home, this is a great time for you. Regardless of why it's like almost like at this point, irrational hatred of motorcycles.
It's very irrational.
I don't hate motorcycles in general. I just think that riding motorcycles into a war zone is like it's dumb. It just does dumb.
So White Scars are looking good. They got new second powers, new strats. They got their own stuff. White Scars were really powerful last edition. They've been okay, whatever this edition. It's been the Ultramarine show for Space Marines this edition. But there is some tech, guys, and we're going to discuss what Rob has coined the 3 amigos of White Scars. And
it's not quite as cool as Super Friends, but
it is the new Super Friends. This is actually the new Super Friends. Rob, you wrote an article. You dropped one of these 3 amigos on that article. Let's advance that. Talk about that guy.
So this one is pretty much White Scars. You play a stratagem called Tempered by Wisdom, which allows your White Scars warlord to take an additional warlord trait. It has to be from White Scars. So the White Scars trait table specifically, because there is a trait in the Space Marine book too, but that's not the White Scars trait table. So I don't know if they're going to FAQ that. Either way, it's not that great, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to skip Imperium Sword because that's going to go on the other guy. So you're going to play the Colurgian Storm, I think it's called, to get D3 attacks on the charge or heroic intervention. So average of 2. And you're also going to take the Hunter's Instinct trait. So you're going to play this stratagem. You're going to get 2 traits. Hunter's Instinct is going to give you +1 to hit and wound against monster/vehicle keyword, which is probably what you should be hunting with a Thunderhammer anyways, but you can still go after little guys. Don't forget,
you guys get to pick. You might not even worry about the second part of this. Like,
right.
You get to look at your opponent and be like, no, I'm good. I'm going to save the CP.
Yep, you sure could. You could just take...
But we're going to do this for this exercise, Rob. We're playing them against an Eldar flyer list with like 7 flyers, 3 Wave Serpents, and 3 Night Spinners. That's the matchup. You're going to be picking exactly this format against them.
So this guy we're talking about right here is going after your ground-ish targets because they're hover or whatever. Then you're going to take a relic called Mastercrafter Weapon, which is a what is it? It's in the next to the relic section, special issue war gear, which is a relic. Now remember,
that is only in the supplement books.
Yes, it's not in the main codex books. You can take as many relics as you want because you can play the relic strategy out
They changed the relic it's 1 for 1. So if you wanted 2 relics before you, that cost you 3 CPs. Not only cost you 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can buy that third one.
Yep, it's pretty dope. So you're going to take the relic called Mastercrafted Weapon for +1 damage to your Thunderhammer, bringing it up to 4. And then your typical Assault Doctrine, which we've determined that you probably have to be in turn 3, I think it was, to get. The earliest you can get the Assault Doctrine is turn 3.
Correct.
Confirm, deny? Yes, confirm. On your Marines for an additional +1 damage. The White Scars have an ability called Devastating Charge. So when you're in the Assault Doctrine, same thing, you charge or heroically intervene, you get -1 AP. So there's no other instance in this combo of -1 AP, so it stacks. And ultimately, you're going to be swinging with a maximum of 8 attacks, probably 7, for all those combos. Hitting things with a strength 9.
So this is the guy. He's going after tanks, right? So you got him over that. You got him over strength 8,
which kind of is. I mean, unless
you're fighting knights or something.
Yeah, I mean, you strength 9 or strength 10 at this point is kind of moot because you're wounding them on 3. So who cares? You're going to be +1 to hit against vehicle and monsters, negating your -1 because you're having a Thunderhammer. You can still go after little stuff. You'll just be -1 to hit, no big deal. Your -1 8 or -4.
Aren't you +1 to wound too? Isn't that the other part of that?
Correct. Yes.
So that's the big combo here, guys. So you're +1 to hit, +1 to wound against vehicles and monsters. Mm-hmm. Okay, that plus the D3 attacks, which we know that's a 1 CP stratagem every time you do it for Blood Angels, right? Mm-hmm. So D3 attacks, +1 hit, +1 to wound, possibly 8 attacks, hitting on 2s, reroll 1s, wound on 2s. As long as you're strength 8 or above, hitting tanks that are toughness 7 and below, that's wounding on 2s with 4 to 5 flat damage depending on where you're at in the game.
Yep.
This guy smashes tanks. He don't care. He can fight twice. If 2 of the Night Spinners are kind of close together, you know, maybe your chaplain was kind of hanging back and he made your dude do the extra consolidate. You might have been able to say, they're both my target, hit this guy, move up the extra D3 or whatever, D6 and jump on this other dude. This guy could get in someone's backfield, smash. He's truly a smash captain.
Now that you say that, this actually is a great reason to maybe try to sneak a drop pod with some sort of devastator or some sort of threat into here, so that your opponent may be not seeing this coming and kind of bunches his stuff up because he's trying to stay out of range, out of this 9-inch threat bubble of these guys coming down over here, and then he accidentally puts his stuff too close, and then you're able to get in there.
Drop pod mind games.
Yep.
So this is 1 smash captain. This guy is he's clocking in at 2 warlord traits and a relic, right?
Yeah, and he uses the White Scars ability on Assault Doctrine.
So that's 2 CPs. Okay, let's say he's the warlord. This is 1 C. We're down 1 CP. Right? Because he got a free relic and he bought the second warlord trait. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's call it a Supreme Command Attachment. Because this is our new Super Friends, White Scar Super Friends. So do the other Smash Captain, the guy who with the snare.
So he's going to take the warlord trait. Now, can you just give warlord traits out?
So he's going to buy one. Yeah, you can buy them now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not see that part. So if that's the case, then you can take the Master of Snares warlord trait, which basically makes it so that anything he's in combat with can't fall back on a 4+.
Which is one of the coolest, most awesome things.
Pretty solid.
So we're down 2 CPs now, guys. We bought this warlord trait, the snare. Now, this is still situational, but in this match, we're playing Eldar Flyers with these ground units. There's a reason we don't want every fly keyword thing in his army to fall back, right? But we can still take another relic, right?
Yeah, you can just keep spending CPs for relic.
Yeah, these guys are superheroes, man. Let's buy them the Field of Pain one.
So another one of the war gears that you can take, war gear relics, or special issue is Adamantine Mantle, and for a 5-up Field of Pain, which is pretty clutch.
That's super good. So it's like the old list. So now, Rob, what happens if let's say this one Smash Captain, he jumps in the backfield, starts smashing up Wave Serpents like no big deal, and this dude scatters his flyers out, and Mr. Snare jumps on a flyer. Let's say like there's two flyers, roughly their bases are roughly 4 inches apart. He's like, I'm gonna charge them both. He charges into one, right? Smacks it up, wrecks it because we're still talking Thunderhammer attacks, possibly fighting twice. And then let's just say he happens to consolidate. He just wrecks that flyer. He's going to. Then let's just say he consolidates the other direction into that other flyer, gets within an inch of it. And now the Eldar player wants to fly away. This is a flyer that has a minimum characteristic of movement. What happens? Yeah,
because he's probably airborne and you have fly, you can engage him in combat. Then you can, when he has a minimum movement, so he can't be locked in. If you keep him locked in and you roll that 4 up when he tries to fall back, he is destroyed per the FAQ. And they had a little ruling about the epitome of Slanesh or whatever. If stuff can't get away and it has to get away, it's destroyed.
Crashes. So now in this matchup with flyers, an extreme example, every time you roll 4 up after you make contact with certain flyers, you kill another flyer. It's
or
incredible.
You could, in theory, depending on what your other guy's doing, also reactivate for 3 CPs and just swing again.
Yeah. I mean, which might happen, right? But you might want to spend the 3 CPs to swing again for the other guy to kill 2 wave serpents, and this guy just rolls that 4 up and kills 2.
Yeah, it's a good, like, you have the synergy there to kind of do what you want because you can only play the same strat, once per phase.
It's incredible. So, like, what's also awesome is, like, you go up against a heavy flyer list, like, or just heavy fly keyword lists, and if this guy can, any unit this guy tags, he can keep him from falling back. Like, that works against Tau, that works against Caladius's, that works against...
It wouldn't work against Caladius because, well, he could keep them from falling back, but they wouldn't get destroyed because they're not...
No, I'm saying fly keyword, not flyers anymore. The big problem with the salting fly keyword is that they could just keep falling back and shooting.
Yeah. It's huge.
If this guy, I mean, and there's other people who could do that, like Ultramarine list with a bunch of dreadnoughts, like if you were too close, this guy tagged 2 dreadnoughts, they might not fall back. Like, this is incredible. It works against orcs. It works against hordes. This guy's only 1/3. We're only 66% of the way through our 3 Amigos Super Friends Superior Command Attachment. Because now we have a new guy, Rob.
So the new player stepping up to the arena is the what do we call him? Father Payne.
That's what
Father Payne. I like
Alan named him Rick James, right?
Yeah, Rick James. Rick James with his pimp cane.
I think all of those are
the 5-finger say to the face.
So this is just your stock chaplain with a jump pack, which is in the codex now.
90 points.
90 points. Hilarious. So you're going to take Hero of the Chapter, gain a Warlord trait. Oh, that's the one you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, Hero of the Chapter. So we're going to buy another Warlord trait. So we're -3 on Warlord traits. Or we bought.
This is the one I was talking about. You could give this one the Imperium Sword Warlord trait to your White Scars, your heavy hitter. But I think at that point you just want attack. Yeah, so put it up. This one's going to go on the chaplain. He's going to get the ability to reroll charges, +1 strength, and +1 attack in the first round of combat.
Yeah. So +1 strength, +1 attack. Okay, so I'm just tracking that for you. What else?
Might of Heroes, psychic power. So
forget that one. That's a fail rate thing.
Sure.
You can, however, use a whole other character and cast a psychic power on him and get him even stronger, but this is self-contained, this one.
You may be able to get off your litany on a 3-up, Mantra of Strength, of course.
Yeah, 3-up, he's going to cast that on himself, which does?
+1 strength, +1 attack, and increases the damage of his melee weapon by 1.
Looking good. Then what is this mythical melee weapon?
So there's a Relic Crozius you can take, the Benediction of Fury, +2 strength, -2 AP, 3 damage. And 6 is to wound our immortal wound trigger.
Hold on a second. Are we at +4 strength and 4 flat damage?
Yes.
Are we...
Rick James.
Is this a 90-point Smash Captain?
Yep.
With 6 attacks?
It can get cheaper.
Oh, it gets cheaper.
You can, if you don't want to do jump pack stuff, like say you're not worried about flyers or you already have that covered by another character, You can take the Primaris chaplain who gets +1 wound, so he's tougher, and automatically +1 attack for being a Primaris. And he's 77 points.
He can babysit your backfield for sure.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, so this is like the Chaos Chain Lord that was really sweeping the nation by storm for a little while. This is basically Imperium's version of it. It's stronger, though, because something that Chaos is missing is they don't have to fight in death stratagem. This guy is a guided missile of pain that has a 100% success rate. He will get in there. He will smack up with 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 8, 4 flat damage, maybe 5 if it's the right turn. He might have 7 attacks as maybe Might of Heroes, something, right? Mm-hmm. And if you kill him, like if he goes up against a knight and he smacks you up, and then you kill him, he'll smack you up again, do over 20 damage easily without even sweating. So
I like this chaplain a lot because he's also like anybody can do this. So there's nothing tying him to any one chapter. So like everyone can play this chaplain.
Because they all, and you get shock assault too, so you're gonna get +1 attack.
Yeah, it's 3. It's 3 base, I think. 1 for shock attack, 1 for one of the things, and 1 for the other thing. So 6 attacks. It's pretty good. And so this is a 5 CP investment to start the game. To make this Super Friends unit work in this perfect storm, it's 5 CPs. But not every CP is gonna need to be spent, as we determined. Like, you're not going to play the same matchup every time. You don't always need the snare. It might not matter. That second warlord trait on the first captain against vehicles might not matter. You might be able to, so it might cost you, 3 CPs to do it all. So all in all, these 3 characters, 5 CPs, killers. Now that could be a lot of CPs for some people, maybe not for everyone, but like, you don't got to take all 3 of these guys. These are 3 solid individual characters that can be modified for the challenge that you are facing at that time. You could probably just get away with just the chaplain or just the smash captain if you're looking to sneak one into your army. But if you're looking for a really skilled level of, close combat prowess, which has not been new to this edition, this might be the new Super Friends.
What's really good about this too, Kenny, is it's basically 300 plus, it's 390 points ish. It's a Supreme Command. Also, Supreme Command, you can throw in a Lord of War. So you can throw in Robbie G if you really need it, right? So it's like, it's almost tailor made to be awesome. But if you just take those 3 guys, you slot them into another list with like guard or whatever, you're going to lose Doctrines. If you're White Scars, which we're talking about here.
Which actually, that doesn't even come into play until turn 3. I don't care about losing the Doctrines for the White Scars, for the Supreme Command.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna lose in, what is it, 1 damage and 1 AP
on turn 3
to your hammer. Yeah,
because there's no way to preemptively bring the Doctrine forward, like faster than intended. You can only ever go back or start the cycle over using stratagems.
Yep.
So, like, you're not going to get that cool White Scars Doctrine until turn 3.
Huh. So every time I'm punching people on turn 1 and turn 2, it doesn't matter. I'm not even feeling it. And I was doing just fine with 3 damage Thunder Hammers. Mm-hmm. Like I was just doing just fine with those. So yes, this could be perfectly slotted into anything not mono, right?
I think you still get +1 damage.
Oh, because we mastercrafted them, right?
Yeah, so you're 4 damage.
So it's already fine. Like it's already this is fully authorized to do whatever you want with this agreement. It's amazing. I mean, shit, it's so amazing, and there's no bikes in it. Wyatt Turk might bring it into his Ultramarine army.
Oh yeah, there's no bikes. I would definitely play it. I mean, like I built a chaplain already, and I'll probably do another one with Jump Pack. Like, I already painted a chaplain on stream because like chaplains are great again, and I love it.
Well, I mean, there's so much more to discuss with Space Marines. We'll be doing our best to keep you guys updated throughout the week. Spiky Bits, obviously, we'll be dropping article after article after article, clickbaiting you up and stealing all your money because, I mean, it's your money that they're stealing, right?
Masterfully baiting.
Master baiter. We already discussed this.
10 1/100ths of a cent at a time.
But, I'm assuming Wyatt's going to be painting models on stream, possibly updating his Ultramarines for this list. We're going to be doing multiple discussions throughout the week to keep you guys updated and anxiously awaiting a possible FAQ.
Oh my God. I really want that to happen.
I hope next week's episode is just exciting.
I hope it's just what's new in the FAQ. Space Marines ROP.
Yeah, I hope it's all cathartic. Dreadnoughts are great again.
Question mark, exclamation point, exclamation point.
I'm going to have 973 feet of hair, and Space Marines are going to be OP by next week.
Butt hair. All right.
I'm going to braid his butt hair.
Well, I think that about does it. We don't have a Haspil tonight, so we'll kick it old school. Make sure you head over to thelongwar.net for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.
Planetary exterminatus is imminent. You now have 15 hours to reach minimum safe distance.